If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Birdman wants to pay your rent, and Lil Xan gets hospitalized. Plus, Big Daddy Kane reveals his perfect song. Let's talk hip-hop. Alright, so Birdman goes on Instagram and he posts up this picture, right? And then he basically says that I want to offer to pay everybody's rent for the month of May. Those who are in need in all the residential areas of uptown New Orleans, right? Where he was born and raised at. And this is from, you know, Calio, I guess, and St. Thomas housing from the 3rd Ward all the way to the 17th Ward, right? And then he says he wants HANO to help support this effort. He reached out to the local radio station. He also wants them to help support this effort too. He would like the mayor to help support this cause, and he wants to thank all the hospital workers and everybody who's on the front line who are risking their lives every day. He also wants to thank everybody who works for the Gladys and Jonny Foundation, which is his foundation, right? Then he shouts out Cash Money and also Republic Records for always giving him an opportunity to help his community do better, right? And this was cool, man. So, you know, as quiet as it's kept, right? Birdman actually does a lot of things in New Orleans as far as like charity and everything goes, right? Especially like around Christmas time and also like around Thanksgiving. But, you know, Birdman really doesn't get a lot of credit for that, or people don't talk about that kind of stuff. They talk about a bunch of other things, right? But here's more of the charitable things that Birdman is doing, right? Because he sees that there are a lot of people who just cannot pay their rent, right? The month of May, the government sent out the month of April, the government sent out a $1,200 check, and most people were able to kind of, I guess, buy groceries and pay a few bills, right? But what's everybody gonna do in May, right? What's everybody gonna do in June or July or August if this thing keeps going, right? So Birdman is actually going to pay off people's rent that are in his neighborhood, right? And then of course this money is tax deductible, so you know he gets that money back through the government next year in 2021. But it's still dope that he's putting up this money to help people out right now, right? But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, so Lil Xan gets hospitalized because of coronavirus, right? But not because like he has it or anything like that. It's just because he has anxiety around catching it or whatever the case may be, right? So alright, reports are coming out that he's having anxiety because the stay-home orders are like freaking him out and just like making him feel like all cooped up, right? And Lil Xan has had anxiety problems before, but of course that's probably because of all the drugs that nigga is on, right? So more of the same, right? He was at his mom's house. She saw him, I guess, hallucinating or whatever like that. So she calls 911 and they actually rush him to the hospital, right? He says that he doesn't know what happened. He doesn't remember what went on, but that he, I guess, had another panic attack, right? Or another anxiety attack, right? And it's crazy, right? The whole thing is that he's saying that he's been like quarantining pretty religiously. He's only been going outside for like groceries and stuff like that. And it's just getting to him the fact that he's in the crib, right? But I mean, he's not the only person in the world that's in the crib all day long, right? Everybody's in the crib all day long. I'm in the crib all day long, right? So Lil Xan, calm the fuck down and just chill out. Plus, I'm sure his crib is bigger than my New York City apartment, right? So I'm sure he could go into the backyard. He could walk around. He can go for a jog. He could smell the fresh air. Like, you don't have to sit in the house all the time, right? But he's probably a little upset or has anxiety or having a nervous breakdown over the fact that he can't go outside and earn money anymore, right? A bunch of his shows have been canceled. I think he was supposed to be like at a festival in Canada. That got canceled too. If, you know, streaming numbers aren't doing so good, and a rapper like Lil Xan never ever was streaming really great at all, right? Like NBA Youngboy, he could just get money off of streams and that's it. He ain't got to perform, right? But Lil Xan is one of those artists that really doesn't stream well, so he has to perform. That's probably where he gets his bread and butter, right? And if he's not performing, and he's not getting money, then he's not going to be able to pay bills, right? And just like, you know, AMC movie theater and a bunch of restaurants that are going out of business permanently now because of the coronavirus, Lil Xan might be one of the rappers that are going to go out of business permanently, right? And I think that's why, you know, he's really having like all these panic attacks and everything like that, right? I don't think it's just really because he's at home, right? But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, yo, so I don't know if Big Daddy, if this is his way of like asking all these artists if they want to be on a song with him, or if he was just really thinking about it, but he put a lot of thought behind this because he goes on Instagram, he puts up this picture, and as you can see, the picture's already put together. So I don't know, I don't think that Big Daddy Kane was like putting graphics together like, okay, let me put my picture here and Black Thought's picture here and, you know, all that stuff, right? But anyway, the whole situation is like, yo, he says, he puts up this picture and he says, my late night musical dream team, right? And as you could see, he says, all right, he would have a verse on a song. He doesn't say like whose verse will go first, second, or third, right? But he has a verse, Black Thought has a verse, and Rhapsody has a verse, right? This is dope and lyrical as fuck. And if it was me, you know, I mean, hey, we playing, you know, football fantasy with rappers, I would have to say that I would like Black Thought to go first, Rhapsody to go second, and then we'll save the best for last, right? We'll save Big Daddy Kane for last, right? And then he says that he wants CeeLo for the hook, right? And that's fire, right? CeeLo's voice is just like, oh yeah, right? His voice sounds like silk, right? And then he says he wants Premier to do the drums, but he wants actually DJ Mustard to do the music, right? So basically, DJ Premier and Mustard will both co-produce the track, and it's cool. And I think, okay, Premier on some drums because, you know, Big Daddy Kane can rap to that. It's his cadence, it's, you know, what he's familiar with. But Mustard on the music, you got that West Coast flavor, and Mustard makes hit after hit after hit, right? He did mad shit for Roddy Ricch and Nipsey Hussle and YG and all them niggas on the West Coast, right? And then the verses too with Black Thought, Big Daddy Kane, and Rhapsody would be fire, right? So of course, Rhapsody seen this and she commented on there and she goes, yo, just say the word, legend, right? And put the prayer hands, right? Which would all be fire, right? But I don't know, I guess, you know, he was just chilling. He was like, what, you know, would be a good sound? Like, you know, my fantasy football sound. I think he has a couple songs with Rhapsody, but I know for a fact that he's never worked with like DJ Mustard or anybody like that, or even CeeLo Green. So I think that it would be fire. And shit, man, hey, we all in quarantine, so let's get the song popping, right? But let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.